There is an angelic presence that makes itself known. Myriad of the angelics gather round in this moment. And they're sending a frequency. It would be as music as we can understand it. That is harmonious and beautiful. Like the music of the spheres, a heavenly frequency begins to flow in, through, and around us. And each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath is a tone, it's a song. And it is most harmonious. And if you can imagine that each in-breath and out-breath, which is the remembering when we are centered in our divinity, moving all the issues of a physical, mental, and emotional world on the side, that we choose in this moment of this eternal now to be completely engaged consciously in the ever-rising frequency vibration of the spark that is within us, that is eternal, that is infinite. And it is in this brilliance, this divine sacred spark that we hold as the Adam Kadmon, the divine human, that begins to stir with this harmony, this music and tonations. Indeed, to the ear it is heavenly, but it holds divine, sacred codes held by the angelics of the highest order. And there is each and every one of us as we breathe the sacred in-breath and out-breath. As remember that we are part of this divine harmonic and harmony in the myriads of creation that works in perfection and synchronicity, in symbiotic relationships. Indeed, it is the divine sacred harmony that is manifested. This harmony comes to us in tonations held by the angelics of the highest order. Clearly, they present themselves as we imagine them into the pictures of these radiant beings, huge. And they all have these wings of pure white. And they come with the purity of the harmonics that are being generated in us, through us, and around us. Because there is that part in the sacred human that knows this harmony and has the ability to create harmony in all levels of creation. This divine harmonic, which comes with the perfect balance, anchored in peace, is the tools to co-create the higher frequencies of expression, the higher frequencies of creation possibilities. And so as you embrace this harmonic, as it activates the harmony that is intrinsic within you, as these angelic beings hold this graceful platform of unconditional love, bringing in the music of the spheres, the most beautiful music, the most beautiful harmonies. And indeed, I would say that when we were saying the names of God, this is I speaking, Sharon Elizabeth, that I listened and heard the beautiful harmonics of the people who are here at the Cosmic Center. I made note of the beauty of the harmonics, and here it is. For the harmony is here, the prototype of harmony held by the angelics, that brings a graceful peace and a graceful balance. So we are asked to breathe with intention. Each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath is holy and brings with it a harmony of perfect balance and anchored peace. We allow this sacredness to move in, through, and around all aspects of our being. The inhalation and exhalation is perfect in its rhythm, for it aligns in this harmonic that is ever expanding and anchoring more deeply with each breath. And as we begin to settle into a most perfect balance and into an anchored peace that is unshakable, we begin to open as a lotus flower, as an opening rose, to hold and exude at the same time the brilliance and radiance of the light realms of which we are part of, and it is part of us, both the micro and the macro activating at the same time. And in this heart center expressed as an open lotus or open rose, in its most perfect harmonic expression, it is in its perfect state. And in this perfect state of its highest maximum capacity of beauty, exuding the harmony that brought it to this moment, we see it, we breathe it, and we embrace this. As there is the great flowering of our own consciousness, opening up to receive its perfected state, opening up to exude the light that we hold within us and to connect with the higher celestial realms that connect and commune. And so in this moment, as we breathe the sacred in-breath and out-breath, there is the perfect balance. There is the anchored peace. And it is now in this state that we simply emanate the radiance of unconditional love, the radiance of the limitless light. And as it expands from our physical, mental, and emotional body, it also ignites and expands in the upper realms, touching new creations and new thought forms, touching here into the physical, into the mental, and into the emotional levels within the gravitational pull of the earth, moving as a wind, as a breeze, moving through the physical plane of the sacred earth, moving into her emotional body and into her mental body. We see this perfect balance that we now experience. We see this anchored peace that we are in communion with. And in this perfection of harmony, we must share it. We must move it. We move it with our intention, and we are moving it with our breath. And we see this loving grace begin to disperse throughout the sacred earth. It moves into her atmosphere. It begins to move upon the surface of her body, touching all life. It moves now within the body, below the crest, into the very root system of the plant kingdom, moving through all the crevices and caverns of the sacred earth within her body. And as this perfect peace and anchored balance move, we move it now into all consciousness, to all life forms within the earth and upon the earth. In all dimensions, in all realms, in all expressions. We now, together as the family of light with the angelic presence, to the children of light who have not forgotten, the divine source, their power, and their promise. We hold the divine sacredness of this harmony to bring into balance and to anchor peace into this world. As it continues to expand and radiate, to anchor in more deeply, creating the perfect balance, creating the highest of harmonics, as a breeze holding musical notes and tones, resonating through the earth and around the earth, that the very mineral kingdom, the crystals begin to sing. They begin to vibrate with the tone and the harmonics that are flowing in and through the earth. They awaken to a new frequency of harmony. And so there is a musical harmonic that is moving around the sacred earth. And as the mineral kingdom continues to sing this harmony, to vibrate this perfection, it touches all consciousness on all levels, in all ways. And there is an alignment taking place within the body of the sacred earth. There is an alignment of the consciousness seeking symbiotic relationships that create harmonics and flow, allowing for new creation in balanced form. Each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath amplifies the harmonics, the toning, and the music that flows in through in all its crevices, in its heights and in its depths. Indeed, the Zohar Mesaloth, the higher kingdom understanding now beginning to settle in within the harmonics, held by the angelics and the children of light upon the earth who have not forgotten. This melody of light and love, perfect balance and anchored peace, move and in the wind you can hear the harmony, the musical tones flows and vibrates through this wind that we draw in and out in the sacred breath, moving it throughout the world, putting our attention and intention upon this sacred planet for her healing, for the purification, the balance, and the peace, holding the highest potential and the highest timelines for her ever ascending frequency, held by the love of her children, held by the love of her children who are part of and remember their cosmic origins, the divine Adam Kadmon, the caretakers of the earth, the stewards of the earth. And in this harmony, the children of light upon the earth remember their sacred duty, remember their sacred promise, that we are here to protect the sacred earth and to be in harmony with her once again. And so we hold this frequency now of divine harmonics, creating perfect balance and anchored peace. And in our sacred in-breath and out-breath, we move it throughout the earth, within the earth, into her atmosphere, focusing on her, the Great Mother. And as the mineral kingdom continues to vibrate, creating the harmonics, sacred tones of grace, we move our attention into the root systems of the plant kingdom. And as we look at it as a living consciousness, and so we send through our intention this sacred breath, holding the harmony, the symbiotic relationships, the perfect balance, and the anchored peace in the root system of the great plant kingdom to bring in balance once again. And we see the adjustments and the alignments as in this harmony, this frequency coming from the higher celestial realms of light, sparking the spark within this kingdom for this sacred and holy communion, bringing in once again the original Eden tree as it sings out now into the universe. Earth Mother is rising. Earth Mother is balanced. Earth Mother is the creation of peace. We move our attention and intention to the animal kingdom. And as we breathe the sacred in-breath and out-breath, the tones that the animal kingdom recognizes and remembers, for them it is within their body. And their oversouls align in the memory of the perfect balance and the anchored peace. And so there is the frequency the grace that flows through the animal kingdom. And we bring our attention and intention to the human kingdom. And as those who are awakened in the memory and the remembering of the official guidance of stewardship for the sacred earth, the remembering and activation of the higher codes of harmony flows within the hearts and minds of the children of the earth, that they remember once again the original thought form, the original order, the original balance, and the original peace. Moving back in time to its perfected state as the open rose and the open lotus. We hold this frequency, each and every single in-breath and out-breath moves this harmony and this song of light throughout the human kingdom. And we bring our attention and intention once again to the angelics that are here. And we hold their purity for the cleansing and purification of the sacred mother and all of her life. As we are purified and cleansed, as we are balanced and anchored in peace, we are grateful for this grace and blessing bestowed upon us and the honor to work with the angelics of the highest order. We hold our positions for just a little longer. And as we are blessed beyond measure to experience this perfect balance and anchored peace, we know the time of the return has come. For we make a mental note before we go to bed tonight to bring this intention forward, to continue the harmonics from the celestial realms of light and what we hold within our heart. And so now we prepare ourselves to be back awake and alert. And as such, the great Malachims, the great angelic forces, begin to step down their electromagnetic field, and we know to do the same. And as such, the energies begin to step down. As we hold the intention to be back awake, alert, and fully grounded on the count of 3. 1, 2, take a deep breath in. And 3, we are back, awake, alert, and we are grounded.